Welcome to Anne David's Inspiration, and today we are going to talk about excellence. Excellence is probably a word that has been overly used, and in some cases it's even been misused. And you're probably wondering in what direction are we going to be talking about as we talk about excellence. So first of all, let's look at one thing that excellence is not before we look at what excellence is. Many people think that excellence is perfection, but the truth is excellence and perfection are two different things. One of the things you need to understand before we even talk about what excellence is that excellence is not competition. Many people wake up every morning out to compete with another person instead of being their very best. So today, before we talk about what excellence is in the next few weeks, you need to understand that excellence is not competition, but excellence is being your best. Each one of us has a race to run, and your race and my race is very different. One thing you need to understand is that we are good in one thing, but at some point we will struggle in another area. For example, I am not a mathematician, but I'm a communicator. Some people are very good mathematicians, they are very good scientists, but when you give them the microphone, they tell you, not today. Why? Because they are not communicators. They are gifted in another area. So you need to understand that, excellence is not competition. It is you setting out to be the best in the area that you're gifted in. One of the things I like to say is nobody came to earth empty-handed. Every one of us came with a gift. And it's amazing, many times when I analyze the people that are close to me or when I analyze the people that I interact with on a daily basis, I always look and I see something in someone that sometimes they don't even know they're good at. Guess what? Somebody may not think that making a room neat is a gift, but I'm telling you, there are people when they walk into a room, you thought it was neat, you come back 30 minutes later and you ask, what happened? Am I still in the same room? Why? Because they are gifted in organizing. They are gifted in putting things in order. Another person will still be in the same room, but they will not notice. So every one of us has been gifted in a particular area. So ask yourself today, as we talk about excellence, what is your area of operation? Don't keep looking at other people and saying, I wish I was like so-and-so. The moment you get out of that and say excellence is not competition, you identify what you're good at, then from that point, now you can say, let me be good at what I am. So please remember, excellence is not competition. It's about being the best in your area of operation. It's about being the best where you've been called to, whatever gifts God has given you. Harriet Breaker is often quoted as having said, striving for excellence motivates you. Striving for perfection is demoralizing. Probably you may ask, how is that possible? Because most people seek perfection, but I just want to ask you, in this world, some people would say, kwa hii dunia ya Musa ama, in this world of Moses, is it possible to be perfect? Okay, I know for the Christians, the Lord says, be perfect or be holy as I am holy. But in this case, I am not just talking about spirituality. I am looking at excellence in all areas. So there's a difference between perfection and excellence. According to the guy that I've just told you, Harriet, he says, the lady Harriet Breaker says that if you strive for excellence, you get motivated. But if you strive for perfection, you're demoralized. Why? Because it's only God who can be perfect, But for us, we can strive to a certain degree of excellence. How do we differentiate between excellence and, perfection? There are times you will say, I wish I was like so-and-so. Even if you don't say it, even if you don't verbalize it, you actually wish you were like so-and-so. Either it's a sports person, it's a musician, it is someone who does something that you wish you could do, but you cannot do. There's always that inner desire to be better or to be like so-and-so because you admire them. Now, the best part of this story is you can always strive. You can always work towards the best. Nobody stops us. One of the best things that God has given us is He has given us room, space to improve. Now, before we talk about this excellence, let's look at what perfection is versus what excellence is. Perfection has to do more with how things appear to others and whether they think they have been done right. In other words, if I set standards for you, then I'm seeking for you to become perfect. But the moment you set your own standards, your own goals, you might discover that actually what I had set for you is way below what you had set for yourself. I will keep mentioning this story because for me, it is a story that has sort of motivated me, and I know it will keep motivating other people. And within my circle of friends, I've also begun to see people getting really motivated. I bought a rope and I started jumping because I just realized, you know what? I need to be healthier than I am today. God giving me a long life, I have tasks ahead of me. And because sometimes I don't have time to walk for 3 hours or 4 hours, I can at least spend 30 minutes in the morning and then maybe 20 minutes in the afternoon to perfect that aspect of exercising. So a few days ago, I decided to set a goal for myself in the morning. I said, I will do 200 rope jumps, and I successfully did them. Then around 6:30 or towards 7, someone in my family reminded me, you said you will do 400, what happened? I said, let me take the challenge. And I went outside and I jumped and I jumped. I'll not lie to you that it was easy. At some point, I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. But I decided, no, I said this, so let me do it. By evening, I had done 400 jumps. Yes, 400. So basically what I'm saying is, for someone else, 200 was good enough. But I had set for myself 400. And I did it. And I'm proud, to say that I did that. And basically, it's about excellence is about you setting goals and standards for yourself, not necessarily what other people tell you to do. Now, excellence is about having a reason and a purpose for what you're doing and being driven by that purpose to achieve the results that will ultimately give you a sense of satisfaction and a feeling of success. We live in a world where success is equated with money, driving a big car, living in a big house, but there are a lot of success stories. Talk about a woman who has raised maybe 10 or 12 children, or maybe 7 children single-handedly, some of them because they were widowed at a young age and they were left, by their husbands. And they have to, take care of these kids, and they educate these children through school by selling tomatoes, skuma, or doing, menial jobs. Is that not a success story? So what I'm trying to say is excellence is not the standards that the world necessarily sets. It is looking at your own story and saying, I can change my story. I can be better than I am today. And so as we conclude this introduction to the story of perfection versus excellence, I know there are many things we can say, but for today, let's remember perfection has to do with the standards other people set for you. Excellence has to do with the standard you set for yourself. And the moment you set that standard for yourself, only you can defeat yourself. Nobody else can stop you. And so I do hope you've learned something between perfection and excellence. Will you choose to strive for perfection, which sometimes can be unattainable, or will you seek for excellence? And of course, if sometimes you don't agree with some of the sentiments that I make here, this is an open forum. You can post your comments and tell me, you know what, I think this or I think that. Thank you so much, and God bless you.